Pick a card, your juicy January. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Grisel with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another reading for you. Today we're going to read about your juicy January. That's right, you heard it here first, folks. So, as you can see, we have pile number 1 with the black candle. We have pile number 2 with a white candle. And last but not least, we have pile number 3. You're free to jump over to the actual reading if you'd like, but I'm going to, as per usual, do a little bit of sagey sage here. If you want to stay for the ceremony, that'd be great. So juicy January is the intention. We just want to know what's going on. Juicy doesn't always mean about love, but it can be. And for you guys who are happening to notice, well, with any luck, right? My little guy back here, I just love miniature everything. I always have since, I don't know, since I was probably a teenager. Just never did a lot with miniature anything. So that is a little ode to, I guess, maybe something I wish I would have investigated, looked into when I was a kid. And here we are doing it as a big kid. So we have a little bit of rosemary going on. And I'm going to skip the resin because it's so powerful that it tends to overwhelm everything. Hopefully everybody is doing really great this January morning. It's January 1st. Super excited about this year. Glad that 2023 is gone. Grateful for the lessons. Juicy January. Let's see what your juicy January is going to look like. With our sagey sage. We're going to be looking at the tone of your January. How are you going to be supported? Your best course of action and anything else that crops up for us, of course. We are also, as you probably could have guessed by now, going to be doing your candle wax reading for the same thing. We're going to be incorporating all the things this time. Why? Because nothing exceeds like excess. So I will see you at your pile. Welcome to my channel, pile number 1. If you chose this beautiful card, the Knight of Swords, then this is your reading. Pile number 1 for January, we have communication. We have somebody who might be a little bit guarded, trying to communicate with you. And it's kind of interesting because they want to bring the sword of truth, but they don't want to take any hits. Wonder what that's about. Sounds a little bit messy to me. I do see a red feather. It almost looks like part of the leaves right here, but this kind of is moving a little bit like a feather. So I feel like there's an old term that says feather in a cap. Now, to be honest, I don't really exactly remember what that means. But I guess we can look it up and find out collectively. So somebody, yeah, is definitely armed to the nines and wanting to communicate with you. And this is juicy. So your January messages, juicy January. What's going on here? Why is this card here for pile number 1? Juicy January. Why is this card here, plans? We have the Queen of Hazards. That would be the Queen of Pentacles. And then we have the Five of Hazards. So this could be about perhaps somebody being ghosted, somebody not in your life, somebody feeling lack, enduring a hardship, okay? And this might be juicy because when we typically think about queens, we think that they're fully capable, fully able, they have things going on. Nothing can stop them because why? Well, they're a queen. Why would they have any hardship, right? We tend to be a little bit illusionary in our thinking. But also if you think about today and the media and how we put ourselves out there with our best foot forward, and it doesn't mean, you know, that best foot forward thing is not a good thing, but we tend to kind of gloss over the realities of things. Why are you moving? No, we're not doing that. Okay, so perhaps this could be saying that there needs to be movement, communication here, and somebody's like, yeah, you're not moving. So I don't know what that's about. But going back to illusions, we tend to think about these queens, and this could be male, female, it doesn't make a difference, as just having everything. The wherewithal, they're really secure, they are grounded, they're planted. But this queen is missing her arms. That's kind of a big deal. Okay, so this is a learned helplessness. This is I want to look pretty. This is I heard the word pompous. This is like a fur coat. I love I love all things kind of a little bit gaudy. If you don't know me, you know, as if you can't tell by wearing like all my rings all at once. What the heck? But this person could really put on a really good front all the time. And she even has, let me show you here, this person, Juicy January. What is up with that? This person has all the tears going, okay? But we're going to look stunning while we cry, okay? So this is pretty much kind of a orchestrated or contrived helplessness. This is a guilt trip. A guilt trip is coming your way. And I definitely feel like if there's any communication involved, expect more of the same nonsense, okay? So yeah, with the 5 of Pentacles right here, this is I've been left out, cut out, destitute. There's nothing for me here. I have to sift through the garbage to kind of figure things out. And honestly, I mean, that's kind of their problem. If they have perpetuated an image that they want you to buy, a narrative that they want you to buy, and I'm seeing the letter F, that could mean somebody, something for you, then, you know, that's pretty much on them. But I feel like they want to, you know, convey this like learned helplessness to you, a little bit like rescue me, or I need you, or whatever the case may be. But look right here, their arm from head to toe. They're not going to let you see the reality of what's really going on. Juicy January. What are these cards here, plans? For Juicy January, pile number 1. Yeah, this has to do with family. This could be a mother figure. This could be somebody who should basically be able to keep things together, or should be like a role model. And I feel like because here they want to appear like a role model, they want to appear like they're trying to do their best, but because their arm from head to toe, I'm going to say that that is just another fiction. It's a fiction. It's a narrative that they want you to buy. And this could be attached also to a narcissist. So we're looking at a window of maybe a dream, an opportunity, a desire. But I'm looking at this lady, kind of looking at, you know, these people coming through. And it seems like she's wearing almost like a moon shirt. I don't think that that's the intention of it. But it seems like she's wearing a moon shirt. And the moon shirt's kind of like, meh. You know, I mean, if you're going to come in and I have this dream and I'm just meh about it, I don't really want to do much about it. I don't want to put my elbow grease in. It's up to everybody else to kind of make me happy, sort of a vibe, okay? Now, if that's not that, then I'm going to say that this person who exudes wealth and poise and may be able to do wonders with their makeup. If they are feminine, well, heck, masculines are wearing makeup as well. Whatever your deal is, not my business. But I'm going to say that they know how to play the game, how to portray themselves in a certain manner. And yet they're sifting and looking through all of the garbage, all of the rubble, all of the things that have gone in the past in order to make sense of things. They're looking for ammunition, okay? I just got to be really real with you. Juicy January has got somebody looking for ammo. And I feel like they want to come through and cut you to the quick because you know, they're dressed from head to toe, but make no mistake, they are looking for a fight. Now, this is 7 of Pentacles, and I feel like you're going to debate. It's like, well, is this going to be worth my time, my energy, my effort? You know, is it worth my investment? Because any exchange, positive, negative, even to clear things up, is going to be, you know, energy exchange. We are just like teetering everywhere. I'm trying to get this camera to do what I want, and it ain't wanting to. Okay, so let's go to the candle wax reading. The candle wax portion of your read right here. So once again, maybe you should do this. I'm trying to get my cards wet. For pile number 1. Candle wax reading. I'd like to know a little bit more about why all these cards are here. I feel like this has to do with being solid. I feel like this has to do with, yeah, somebody wants victory at any cost, but they don't want to be vulnerable. And that's a major thing. If you're talking family right here, then there should be a vulnerability on both sides. I mean, ideally, nothing is perfect. But I'm going to say that is not the case, and that is not this, okay? So whatever is transpiring right here, they're pretty much going about it the wrong way. And your juicy January is just saying that maybe you've been in a little cove of, I don't know, I'm hearing like a love nest, or a place where you have really kind of withdrawn and held to yourself, all that's sacred. I'm hearing a lot about like self-parenting. Okay, so you could have gone through the motions in 2023 as a time of self-parenting, of growing, of knowledge building, and things like that. But I feel like the skies are finally parting and you're starting to see things at a bigger, wider scale, if you will. Okay, so for this 10 of Pentacles right here, I definitely feel like there was a union, and this could be a cord that perhaps you've cut or they've cut, a cord leading back to, and it doesn't have to be like family or mother figure. It could be just somebody who was close to you, who acted like a mom perhaps, and it could have been biological, or somebody who raised you. It doesn't make a difference. I spent a lot of time with my grandparents, and so in a lot of ways they raised me as well. So I am seeing kind of like an elephant right here, and the beginnings of like another creature right here. And it seems like with the two, they're kind of bonded and bound in some way or fashion. And I'm going to say with the elephant, that stands for a lot of abundance, but it also stands for like, I remember this, that, and the other. Now, the other person is missing the top half of the head of the elephant. So I'm going to say that one of you could remember a lot of what transpired in the past, and the other one could have not a lot of recollection about what was done, what was said, or how things went about. And you know, keep in mind, selective memory is no different than selective hearing. So a lot of, and the reason why I'm saying that, it's not to vilify this person, the story, but I'm going to say that simply because she's dressed so nice and yet her arms are completely cut off, but she's sifting through rubble. It's like she's got the means and the resources, and she's going to get things done no matter what in order to make herself heard and seen, but only what this person wants you to hear and see. Okay, and that's what that sword is about. Okay, so I feel like one person is like really has an awareness and the other one does not. They're here. I see a ship. So this could be movement and moving on to clear waters, to things that are not as rocky. I'm feeling a lot of drama from the past. A lot of drama. So drama bonding, people, you could have been somebody who learned how to thrive on drama as well. This person can have a big chest, or you can. I don't know why that's coming up, but I see it. Okay, and I feel like there is a lot of love in between, but there's a lot of usury, a lot of expectations that are not being I guess overtly spoken about or being upfront about. You know, there's a lot of cloak and dagger in this, and I don't think that you're for it. I think that you're done with that. I see a lot of eyes right here, so this person could be looking at you or have been looking at you for some time. And so let's see what your best course of action is. Best course of action for pile number 1. Juicy January. What's going on here? What is your best course of action in this scenario, please? I'd like 2 cards. The 3 of Cups. This is reunion. This is getting together. This is engaging on a superficial level. Okay. This is drinking from the same waters. And this could be, yeah, a party, bar mitzvah, celebration, anniversary, birthday, all of the things. So apparently this is like some kind of enjoy your life. I don't know if that means, oh, here we go. Well, the 10 of Swords, yeah. But you're ready to release this. So enjoy your life, and you're ready to release this, and realizing that, you know what, all the betrayals, all the things that people fail to admit that they don't want to have you seen, because there's a lot of cloak and dagger. Remember that your Juicy January is basically stating that you're letting go of anything that really made you feel betrayed, made you feel hurt, made you feel unheard. And I feel like you are growing in your wisdom and in your power. And I don't feel, I mean, like you are completely cloaked as well. But I feel with the face right here, I think what is being revealed, maybe to the world, maybe yourself, is that you have pivoted and completely ended the situation. And that is for good and that is for real. And I think that you are waiting for new blossoms to bloom, because whenever there is an ending, there's always a new beginning right around the corner. When one door closes, another one definitely does open. And so I think that you are just, you know, kind of done with the situation, pretty much done. And I think that your juicy January indicates that everyone will understand that that is a done deal. Okay, there can't be any backstroking, double talking, bobbing and weaving, pivoting, you know, shadow jumping. None of that. It's just pretty much over. And I think you're done playing games and you're allowing bygones to be bygones and things to be as is. If there has been obviously major disagreements here, if there's a difference of opinion, then make no mistake, this person is aware, you know. This is not like, oops, I kind of didn't understand that you didn't know. This is deliberate withholding, deliberate cloak and dagger. This is deceit and maneuvering. So you have been maneuvered. Okay, you are instead going to focus on your Three of Pentacles. This is cooperation, collaboration. You're going to focus more on the energies that want to collaborate with you, that have a similar focus, that have a similar, and this is 3. So the nod to 3, this is also a nod to the Empress. Okay, but I'm gonna say that it's gonna be very, very important that you keep grounded and that you keep watching what cogs are moving in the same direction as you. And if you're not getting that energy back, if it's not reciprocal energy, I think you're gonna drop it, because you're aware that you've worked way too hard and have been maybe used by way too many people in order to continue this cycle. That cycle is totally broken. You could have even woken up this morning and done some cord cutting. I don't know. And I definitely see 3 cats right here. So it could be that you are embracing more of your like witchy vibe, or you are embracing people that are connected to the other side and to their mystery as well. But also, I just feel like this is just super elevated. Yeah, you are connecting with people who are also on the path to healing, on a path to healing, on a path to speaking their truth, on a path of connecting with their angels and the angelic realms and things like that. So you could be speaking a lot about healing and bringing a lot of healing to other people as well. So I feel like that's where your focus is. If people do not want to heal, if they don't want to be real, if they don't want to be bare and open, then you're done with that. And that's not going to be your business anymore. So that is the juicy January I have for you. Pile number 1, if you like that kind of reading, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. And thank you so much. Until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 2. If you chose this beautiful card with the Lovers, then this message is for you. We are looking into your juicy January. And what does that look like? What does it encompass? What is coming your way? Pile number 2. I feel. Ooh, okay, let's just do that. Let's do that. I'm going to get a little bit of sagey sage going for you as well, just to clear out any other energies that may have been present from the last reading. So if you're liking these kind of reads, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm going to say it is a perfect time for a cleansing. If you guys haven't done cleansing of your home, do it. Do it to it, okay? Pile number 2. The Lovers. Let's find out a little bit about this. January messages. Juicy January. What is coming for pile number 2, please? Pile number 2, what do we have for you? I'm seeing actually like an announcement, like a bullhorn, one of those, with a flower popping through it. So it could be an announcement. What do flowers represent? Like a gift, a declaration. Juicy January. Somebody is letting go of something that had caused them a lot of heartache, heartbreak. And I feel like you've been waiting for this for a long time. You could have somebody returning from the past Okay, and I know a lot of us don't want to hear that. That's totally up to you. Some people do, some people don't. And this could be romantic, non-romantic. We'll explore a little bit more about this. But this person is incredibly overburdened. I feel like they bit off more than they can chew. They did not really kind of calculate the risk. They kind of overshot and wound up losing big. I feel like they're letting go of all the burdens that they are unable to carry. The ideas that they thought that they wanted once upon a time were not exactly what they want any longer. I feel like even looking at this beautiful card, let me see. Oh, what? Look, you didn't see that, but now you've seen it here. So we have the sun right here. Yeah, this is looking really, really good for you. I immediately was drawn. Let's just put this here because the sun almost like tells a whole story by itself. Okay. All right, let's start here. So, sorry, this person, I feel they're a little bit scattered. First of all, this person can be a little bit like, I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but on their plate, I feel like they were in, ooh, I did not just drop that whole deck. Yes, their life is a hot mess, okay? So if you had any past lovers that kind of like, you know, you guys parted ways or they left for somebody different, things like that, they're having a really hard time. Now, what is on their plate is them feeling manipulated, them feeling like there's a lot of dogma in their life, like they're working for nothing, that they're playing fetch. They don't even have, first of all, they're not a dog, but they're playing fetch. It's like they could have a spouse or partner who was always like, hey, fetch this, do that. It's a honey-do list that's never ending. They could have a job like that. And it just seems almost like so whitewashed and so crazy that they are just absolutely done with the whole thing. Now, the bottom torso right here, the pelvic bone, blah, 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 I can't even speak. The pelvic bone looks to me like a wind-up toy. Remember those old school wind-up doll things? So I feel like their partner or this person, it could be even just family members. I don't know what the deal is yet, but I feel like their partner could have just, you know, constantly wind them up and then throw the bone out there and just play go fetch with them, never ending. Now, this has to do with feeling almost like the family lackey, the family dog, the family doer fixer, and it's a never ending cycle. And I feel like they're done with that. I don't feel like things were healthy or balanced here. I definitely don't feel like this person felt appreciated. Now, you know, I almost hear you guys say, hey, not my problem. And I totally get that, but let's sit with it for just a moment, okay? Because one thing before the sun popped out, like the bottom of the deck, I noticed this right here, receiving a kiss on the third eye. And I feel like your person or this person from your past is acknowledging that you have a lot of depth, that your third eye is totally open, that they really embrace, understand you, and they really want to kind of cocoon with you. Take that however you will, okay? So when we look at moths, I feel like this is more moth energy than butterfly energy because this is addressing more like the shadow side, things that they won't tell you as of yet, or things that they barely can admit to themselves, okay? They're having a difficult time with this. And yeah, I feel like there's some regality to this, which is really quite interesting. Can you just focus? Thank you. I feel like there's some regality to this simply because, you know, this is all the purples, you're in purple, and this other person here is like in gold leaf, a little bit like formal. So I feel like formally they really consider you in high regard. They have regrets if there was a romantic connection, because the Lovers talks about, you know, making a choice and having to make a decision. And I feel like they decided wrong. I feel like they're finally acknowledging maybe to themselves for the first time ever, this was a wrong choice, that as much as they fought hard and they really try to make things work in this other situation, it ain't working. And so your January message, yeah, the juicy January is this just is not working for them. What else do we need to know for pile number 2, please? Pile number 2, juicy January. Why is the sun card here? The sun card here lets us know that this person does want to come towards you, that they really want to kind of revisit. What do we think about the graveyard? The graveyard is, you know, of those that have moved on, maybe perhaps even left us behind. Looking at this vulture right here, who's really willing to kind of grab anything and kind of do its job and pick the bones clean and things like that. I feel like what they're saying is, I'm leaving one graveyard in a sense, because they're picked clean. They are kind of done mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I feel like they're completely depleted and there's not a lot for them to give, okay? And yet they want to suit up and they want to start a new beginning. They want to start very simple, maybe even a little bit like formalized. So you could receive like a call or an offer, a message that's like, hey, do you want to meet for lunch? Do you want to keep it simple? Let's just, not a big deal. I'd love to catch up. I kind of miss you, or something to that effect, something kind of lighthearted, but something traditional. You could actually be invited to go out on a picnic with this person, which is kind of interesting. But they're leaving one graveyard, which is the destitution of their current situation, their life. And maybe this has already ended for them, and they're formalizing, they're wrapping up and dotting I's and crossing T's and all the things, right? But I'm going to say that they want to come towards you. And with the wreath, it implicates a little bit like, this is like my crown jewel. This is really what I want. Crown jewel, right? This is what I'm talking about, the third eye. And it's like, I've always had like this desire for you and I made a mistake and I'm looking at all the cracks right here. And it's like my life has crumbled and things have cracked. But in another sense, they're walking into another graveyard, the graveyard being the past. So this is a past person wanting to come back and actually, I heard make a declaration. Okay, the skies are parting. They're finally in their right mind. And, I don't know if it's like, ooh, we're meant to be with one person necessarily, but maybe you could have waited for a long time for this to transpire. With the three of hazards right here is what I'm saying. And with the sun, I feel like, the sun right here definitely overshadows everything. And this is kind of a helicoptering situation where I feel like you could have been remote viewed also by this person, or you could have I feel like if this is a twin flame connection or somebody that you're really, really close to, like a soulmate or whatever the deal is, that you guys remote viewed each other, or you visited each other in your dreams and things like that energetically. So I'm hoping this is making sense. Let's go ahead and do your candle wax reading if I can find. Oh my goodness, you guys, I literally dumped all my cards. You know what? I'm going to have to pause. I hate pausing videos. It makes editing so much harder. But here we are. One moment, please. Pile number 2, I totally did not lose the lighter. It was right in front of my face under another card, of course. So here we go. We're going to do your candle wax reading for juicy January. Pile number 2. Why are these cards here for pile number 2? I feel like the set is finally coming off. I feel like illusions are crumbling. And I love that because it's let's just be real. Let's not have all this fanciful BS or I don't know. I mean, life is really too short. And I feel like you're both starting to realize that more and more as the days grow. Well, some would say longer. But, we look at life and anything goes. We're not guaranteed anything. We're not guaranteed another minute. So I feel like, a lot of unmasking is happening right here, a lot of unveiling. I feel like perhaps one of you could have, and I'm guessing it's the other person, is recently experiencing an awakening. And they could have had a really hard time with that, really just kind of understanding that perhaps the choices that they've made in life and the way that they've been living has not been for the ultimate good or the best for even themselves or higher self, okay? When you have somebody who lives in denial or tries to live up to the status quo, typically they're trying to meet a need or emulate something that they grew up with or an ideal in their heart and mind that really doesn't reconcile with the facts, right? It doesn't make any sense in the 3D world. So I feel like maybe they've never articulated it. And even here, this looks like a heart to me with a dark part of the heart and a light part of a heart. So I feel like you guys could have been really opposite, even if if this was past romantic person. If it's not pile number 2, you could just move on because I feel like definitely this is more romantic vibes than anything else, okay? I'm going to say that you had a pure heart. This is my divine feminine. This is usually a person connected to watching the readings, that kind of a thing. And then you have divine masculine right here who doesn't realize they're divine and who's acting more in the 3D, what's good for me. Let me do what's good for me. What's great for my image. What car am I going to be driving? And all the things that in the end, when they work so hard for, they realize that it could be repossessed or foreclosed upon. And in the end, they come up empty-handed. and they realize that they have been playing fetch, not only in their personal life, but fetch in the community, fetch in society. And I think that that is ending for them because they're having a great awakening. And this awakening is not easy. It's very, very painful. I also feel like coming back to you or towards you is going to be very humbling, a very humbling experience, okay? I feel like slow tears. It's been a slow release. I feel like this latch that's attachment, and I'm even seeing like a monkey in the trees, which of course there's no real monkey in the trees here, just in my vision, in my third eye. But I'm gonna say that they feel like they effed up, okay? They effed up and found out, and that's how the universe works. And I don't think, while I don't think that this is even important to you, you're not looking for revenge. And I hate readings where they're like, what's their karma for doing me wrong? I'm like, I think you both accrued karma, and I don't think that would really matter. You know, if you're a spiritual person, we're not looking for revenge. We're looking to upgrade and upglow and not to do harm to other people. That to me is just absolutely ludicrous to even think about. But anyways, I digress. I'm just going to say that, look, this torch has not left, okay? Both of you guys could have carried or could still be carrying a mutual torch for each other. So, juicy. That's kind of juicy, right? Juicy January. That's what's up. Let's see what else is going on here. What is your best course of action here? Your best course of action. I feel like I already know, but we're just going to be looking at what? Okay. Well, first of all, family. Best course of action is you need to look after your responsibilities and allow them and encourage them, if you have any influence at all, to take care of their own personal matters. It's not a time, you know, to imitate things that we see on TV, like reality TV, where there's drama and fighting over people and utilizing kids as a weapon and weaponizing words and situations. Is just ridiculous. It's time to really dumb down our actions and really think about things and just go back to the basics. It's like, is it my responsibility? Yes. Or is it my responsibility? No. And then we act accordingly. Okay. It's not that difficult. And yeah, I feel like in doing this, ultimately, this could bring you guys together. I feel like you guys could actually open up into a new portal and a new doorway, okay? And I feel like in a lot of ways, this is a portal. Like, I feel like you're kind of on the other side. You see the harmony in everything and the beauty and things. I feel like you've done a lot of shadow work, which is why you're able to see this. And by no means am I implying that you're perfect. Pile number 2, you know that. If you're here, I feel like you know that, okay? So, but I do feel like this person is walking in. They might have another child. They may not even know like how to talk to you or how to come about things, but they know that they are drawn to you for whatever reason. This candle is continuing to burn, okay? So, pile number 2, Juicy January. What is going on here? Your best course of action. Okay, the Fool. What? Okay, take a chance, but do your homework if you feel led to. If you still feel intrigued by this, I see, you know, the moon on her shirt a little bit like, I don't know if you're coming towards me. We've done this before. And I feel like the Fool right here, this person is like thinking with all their might. And they're like, well, remember that situation when, remember that situation when. And I love, it's almost like when you watch those like court TV things, it's not called court TV any longer, but when you watch all those court situations where the person rats somebody out or they make a confession and they're like, no, you know, I wasn't telling the truth back then, but I am now. And for the 5th time, well, actually, I wasn't telling the truth last time. Well, what about the 4 times before that? Well, yeah, no, and the story is constantly changing. So I feel like you're kind of like, I'd love to take a chance, but my loyalty is to my peace, my completion. I am done with crazy cycles and I'm following my intuition. So I feel like although it might be a little bit difficult, you're packing light. And I feel like you know, if you felt the Fool before, it's just not happening. So you're going to act accordingly. You're going to really think about things. You're going to go within and get in touch with your intuition. Okay. With the Page of Swords right here, yeah, this tells me that you're going to be doing a lot of homework if this is something you're even going to entertain. That is your best course of action. If you decide you're going to do or even draw close to this person or even give them the time of the day, such as a listening ear. There could be a lot of emotions there, but to me, it's like, what good is it if there are lies and deceit and, you know, you're having to bob and weave and try to figure things out. This is not a freaking Rubik's Cube. It is simple. It is straightforward. Get to the point. That's how I feel. So I think that, you are going to not be led by your emotions as well. If this is something that they can't really come correct towards you, I feel like you're just going to abandon it altogether and continue pursuing your happiness, your idea of family, and taking care of what you need to take care of, because that in itself will take care of you. You're not looking to carry anybody else's burdens. Not even a little bit. Look. This is like ready for a fight. This is poised. This is, look, somebody running away, everybody coming towards you, wanting a piece of, right? This person is solid. So you could be feeling very solid in your skin right now, and you could have a lot of scallywags just for the sake of competition, of conquest, or whatever, wanting to kind of challenge that. And you know, sportsmanship, right? But I feel like you're the prey in this whole thing. It's quite ridiculous. So one would think that even with the testosterone building up in people's bodies and things like that, and I understand, you know, the chase and all that, but there's got to be a point where you got to think, okay, what is it exactly is a prey here? And is this something, are you hunting to put it in your own freezer? Are you going to be using it? That sounds really bad, but you get the point. Is this something that you're doing out of a need to sustain yourself, your family, things like that? Or are you doing it simply for the sport of, hey, let me shoot and kill, and let me, you know, put these things up on my wall as a trophy? So I think that you're kind of considering all of those angles and looking at things, and behavior will, believe me, show you exactly where you stand. Okay, so we have the Hermit card. This could involve a Virgo. This could involve you going back to the past, back to what transpired before, back to what you heard before, and you have an actual star in your hand. So I feel like you've done a lot of healing, and this time, I mean, it seems to me like this Hermit is putting the star in the lamp, because this is the before tarot, okay? And then we have the Ouroboros. Can't say this, where the snake's like eating its own tail, almost sitting in a table-like fashion, or an hourglass, like the sands of time type of thing. Okay, so I feel like you've traveled long and hard all by yourself, and you finally hit kind of, you know, pay dirt, which is literally standing on wood, standing on solid ground. It is not icy anymore, and you're about to put that back into the lamp, and maybe even go on a little bit of a hermitude journey, a little bit of introspective, looking at the past and cycles and what you've done, just to double check, because I feel like you've already done that. You've done a lot of inner work, a lot of shadow work and things like that, but I feel like you just want to make sure if everything is well. And you having the star right here, it's like you have full control of what your dream is, and you understand about healing and things like that. You're not going to put your own healing in jeopardy. By the same token, if you can extend your light to somebody else, then you are, yes, willing to do that, as long as it doesn't put you in a bad position, okay? And actually right here, I don't know if this translates, but you could see the gold flakes right here. I'm going to say that somebody, I won't be surprised if the Temperance card comes out. Somebody could, what is that, Goldschlager, that drink that has gold little foil in it and things like that. They could be into that. Or you could be finding gold nuggets when you go back to the past in order to resume your journey. And this is a solo journey or a partner. It doesn't make a difference yet, but you're about to cut out even more nonsense out of your life. And if somebody comes at you incorrectly, then I feel like you have a you have stage presence. So you could be on social media. You could have some kind of a forum like Rumble or Twitter or some big thing that people are watching. I don't know. And I feel like you're done with toxicity, and you've made that really well known. You could be really elevated and highly known also where you're at, like your local celebrity vibes, that kind of a thing. And you've changed a lot, and I've heard manufactured changes, but you know what though, what isn't manufactured? Everything is built from something. And if you have a dream, and if you have a desire, and if you have a need to make a movement, you're going to make it. So this is you being on solid ground, and you have the wherewithal to cut through all the nonsense if that's what people approach you with. So you're not doing it anymore. And I think this is, I don't want to say the final challenge, but this is really beautiful, because you have so much more self-confidence than you did back then. Okay, and the universe wants to give you a kiss on the forehead, acknowledging that you are deeply tied to them, and they will take care of you. Listen to that intuition. And if you're liking this kind of reading, again, do like, share, comment, subscribe. Until next time, much love to you. Namaste. Hi, pal number 3. My name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your juicy January reading. Let's get a little bit of sagey sage, simply because we're going to get rid of any energy from all previous readings. Okay, well, I was trying to do that a different way, but apparently we're doing it this way. Pile number 3, your juicy January, you chose the Magician. I love this card so much. This card's been coming up quite a bit. I do feel like for January, what is coming for you is a lot of cleansing, a lot of clear direction for you. And I love that. I think that you're going to be smelling fine, looking fine, and all the fine things. Juicy January. Let's find out a little bit more about why the Magician is here. A lot of transformations. I feel like you are actually breaking through a barricade that has been there for a long time, but most of it has been there because of your lack of self-confidence, okay? So this barrier is illusionary, much like the 8 of Swords. For pile number 3, Juicy January. What do we have? Why is this card here? Tell me a little bit more about this. The 9 of Cups. You are getting your wish, okay? Wow. So take a peek right here. I feel like you could have undergone a period of, what is a dream, but something that you kind of think of recurringly, right? And you kind of nurture it. You think about it. Hopefully you make some moves. And I feel like pile number 3, you have been making moves. With the 2 of Hazards, this is about juggling. This is about maybe doing what it is that you need to be done. You need to be done. I speak so pretty. What it is that you need to do, but also making movements and baby steps towards what it is that you want. So this could be having a full-time job and then having a side hustle, or this is having maybe multiple different streams of income in order for you to focus on what it is that you really desire. You could be saying right here that it is time to really manifest your dream, that you have all the skills and the tools that you need to have. Now, I feel like you've been a little bit defensive, and she is cloaked in a blue what is this, a blue blanket right here? Blue blanket, right? She's got some ammo down here. She's got her rifle. She is good to go. I see some empty shells right here. So you could be feeling like maybe you haven't had a lot of resources to make this manifest, to make this happen, whatever this dream is. Because the 9 of Cups is about your wish fulfillment and a dream. And this lady's dream in this picture is, let's go on vacay. Let's go on vacation. And maybe you've been wanting to do that. I don't know your life, right? Let's get into it right here a little bit. So let's find out a little bit more about Juicy January. There's a little bit about self-discovery, a little bit about dreaming, and a little bit about walking through portals that have been there for you the whole time. Now I'm going to say one thing right here. So I don't usually start or really talk about this much, but I do feel like you could be a little bit privy or waking up to some kind of generational curse or thing. Kind of think to yourself, I wonder if, because I have a symbol, a personal symbol that when I see it, I'm like, all right, this is not good, but it is not fully shaped like that. So I think that what you thought was an addition to, or a plus, or maybe good for you in some way, shape, and form, and it didn't fully manifest. You thought that this was a good thing, and it wound up actually not being a good thing. And I think that you're starting to see that, okay? And that's one thing that your eyes are opening to in this Juicy January for you. La, la, la. Let us look. Let us look. Yeah, Queen of Swords. You ain't playing. You are not playing. Pile number 3. We have a bear trap with a heel. So I even think about like Achilles' heels. Like Achilles was so powerful, and yet there was one place on the body that couldn't be dipped in that eternal water thing, whatever it was. And I'm going to say that it's the same here. It's like somebody could be looking for your Achilles heel. Somebody could be your Achilles heel. It's like they know how to push your buttons. They know how to get under your skin. They know how to make you feel insecure. This is about your security. And I think that you're pretty much done with it. If you had any issues in the past with like substance abuse or alcohol or any of the things, right? I feel like that's done and over, and you've taken full control. You've also taken accountability, responsibility, and good for you. If you're in the process of it, then still great for you, right? But I think that your mentality is sort of, I have pretty much everything that I need, and I'm going to manifest, and I'm moving forward because I have all the skills. I also have the skills to protect myself if need be. Moving on. Pile number 3. What do we have for thee? What is going on for your juicy January? Two of Swords. So you could be a little bit in a quandary, needing to make a decision, something that really makes your heart rock back and forth, meaning it causes a lot of emotion. You could oscillate between, I want to go this way, I want to go that way, I don't know, right? Your head could be a little bit in the clouds. You could be physically being pulled apart by different issues and ideas. So it is recommended that you go ahead and blindfold yourself and really think about things. And how do you feel about them? What do you think? Is this really what you want? Are you doing it at a simple obligation? And if you are doing it at an obligation, are these people like older people? Because I feel like a child right here, and maybe a suitor or a husband. You could be kind of pulled apart by family. No joke right here. With the 2, this is about embracing your personal power. So once again, I feel like the target for you is going to be to really differentiate between a need, a want, and are people able to take care of this for themselves? And is it necessary for you to provide it for them or sacrifice yourself for them? So you could be in mom mode, like, you know, some of us, for a long, long time. And there's a need to kind of cut the apron strings and allow maturity and natural, you know, laws to really take over, and trust that you've really trained enough and given enough of yourself and your wisdom to be able to provide that wisdom for whoever is trying to gain from you. That really doesn't need it if that's the case. So basically, you know, listen to your intuition and you will be actually seeing exactly what it is that you need to do in order to take action. But make no mistake, pile number 3, there is action that needs to be taken. Pile number 3, we have the Magician card here, and we want to know for your juicy January, what is being highlighted here? What is going on? Juicy January. Your self-confidence is coming back. Okay, juicy well, I asked for it, didn't I? The Page of Swords is somebody who is a spy, quintessential spy, and I don't think I should be showing these actually on camera, but too late. It's too late, baby, now. Hang on. One moment, please. I'd be getting in trouble already. Okay, so we're going to do this right here. Okay, with my... with my pen that says you're too close. So maybe perhaps this is you even saying, you know, okay, you're too close. You're too close to the situation. You need to back off. But I feel like also right here with the Page of Swords, this is my quintessential snoop, my information gatherer. This is my spy. This is, I'm going to pry. I'm going to bob and weave and get all the information I need. So I feel like somebody could be doing that to you. Kind of like they're not minding their own business is the bottom line. That's what I'm feeling right here. And there's an obsession with minding your business, okay? And I feel like you're parting through that gateway. I feel like you are divinely protected because this also looks like a tent that's prepared for just you. And it allows all the creatures, the butterflies, the transformations to really happen. So you could be a little bit like cocooned into your own, into your own world in order to make things work like that for you, in order for you to really manifest and embrace all the things, all the tools that you currently have in order to manifest the life that you want, your desire. So the Knight of Wands, this is speaking about your desire, making movement, making headway, doing what gives you joy. And I feel like you have a pattern. I feel like maybe at last, sounds like me, at last, feeling more organized, feeling more like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I like to my brain is not organized like that. And it really is a struggle for me to adhere to, okay, this is what I'm going to read about, for example, and address these things. And so maybe you're like myself, you're getting more organized and it's coming naturally. The more that you let go of the past, I feel like the more this organization comes into fruition in your life. You have all the tools to, for example, with the wands, cut off anything, head towards whatever it is that you desire, or cut off anything that hinders, or bring about an emotional connection that you really need to make in order to manifest these things. So we're going to find out a little bit more about your juicy January. So what is going on here? Let's see if we can get this more on camera. Because we definitely have a spy. We have somebody who is obsessed with you. They just cannot not be obsessed with you. Okay, I'm seeing a ghost. This could be a ghost from the past that is actually on their head right now. And they're coming in from a ghost, they transform into a seal. And I feel like that's just like innocence. Interesting. So I feel like they could have had a recent glow up, a change, a dark night of the soul type of situation. And they're trying to understand it more. Yeah, I see the planet Saturn right here. Daddy Saturn, what's up? Concentration, performance, tangible results, tenacity. This person wants tangible results with you, whether professional or spiritual. And look, that just lit up like what? Like a flame. Yeah. So anyways, keep it moving. I see a little girl right here with the eyes. It can involve a child. It can involve dancing, somebody dancing and actually spending time with little forest animals, forest creatures, little frogs, little dogs. Okay. So I think that you're embracing the lighter side of you. I see headphones, listening to music, maybe even creating music. I see an upside down heart. So not so much focus on love or anything like that, but I wish this would translate on camera. Does it? Yes, it does. Yes. So you could be experiencing fireworks coming through pretty soon. I mean, what else can I say about the shooting stars? I feel like truth bombs are being delivered here. Truth bombs going both ways. Okay, and a truth bomb that causes a separation that was necessary, but also these truth bombs are allowing you to grow and blossom, because I feel like maybe you held your silence for way too long, and it is time for you to bloom and speak and to address maybe the collective or your own audience, whatever that means to you. If you have a platform, or if you are a great advocate for pets, animals, saving the trees, saving the whales, saving, I don't know, the otters, whatever your thing is, I feel like that's a time where you are going to start bringing truth. Wow. And things are going to be smoking hot this month for you. I'm going to say that. Like whatever you speak, that truth is going to just ignite other people around you. And in some ways, very, very good. In some ways, not so great. And they're just going to continue on their own merry way. But that's their issue. Excuse me. I feel also like this is a time where people could be looking at you a little bit like riveted and fascinated, not understanding you at all. Okay. And what they don't get is that you have a renewed confidence, a new glow up. You could be maybe perhaps, new year, new me kind of a thing, but I don't feel that as much as like an internal glow up. And I think that, yeah, you're extinguishing fires, things that don't really mean anything to you any longer. For example, once upon a time when I managed, and I worked for pretty much corporate America. Are we needing to do this? This stage is not even playing. Look, I mean, it's lit everywhere. And yeah, usually goes out by now. But anyways, I feel like when I worked for corporate America and things like that, excuse me, it's difficult to collect my thoughts right now. Kind of lost that train. But everybody wanted me to put out fire. I felt like I was putting out fires. Like I felt like a civilian fireman right here. I'm putting out fires here, putting out fires there, and I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And honestly, I thrived on the chaos, but I feel like the golden nugget that you are going to find is your peace, and you're protecting your peace, and you're not allowing those things into your life any longer. Anything that's like chaotic, that causes you to run from one place to the other, trying to put out fires that other people ignite. Okay, it's a constant igniting of flames around you. And I think that you're just allowing this to happen. It's kind of like, well, if you lit the flame, I guess we're going to see what burns, because I'm not about to take that out. Yeah, I see this person kind of blowing. It's like a cloud. Okay, so somebody could have tried to speak illusions to you and things like that. And I feel like you're no longer falling for it. You see it for what they are. Also, I feel like you are somebody who can actually see things, not just a visionary, but I feel you're my clairvoyant pile as well. I think that if you soften your gaze, you're able to see into the future, right? You can see things that other people can't necessarily see, that they don't comprehend, they don't understand. And I think that you have a lot more confidence about that. Now, this button, you're too close. Yeah. So I think that you're, as far as toxicity goes and things like that, you're making it known that you are not here to play, and this is not their day. Okay. That's done for. The toxicity is over. And you're embracing all things peace, all things that really help you to achieve your dream and your goals. Now, I feel like for you, pile number 3, your dreams and goals aren't necessarily like the 3D. They could be, but they're very much more simple. They're very much more let's go to the beach and I want to spend a week on the beach. And if I have to rent a cheap motel or like a townhouse and go in with other people and things like that, well, then that's what I'll do. I mean, whatever it is that your thing is, in order to allow your spirit to really feel refreshed and clear and grounded and at peace, all the things. I think that's what you're addressing in January. Juicy January. What's going on here, please? Best course of action. 3 of Swords. Yeah, you remember the times when things were not so great. And look, I literally heard with her, look, bitch, please. Like, I mean, you're not here for any of this. You're not dwelling on drama, past karma, past wounds, past hurts, past betrayals. You're not doing any of that. Why? Because I feel like you've set up a parameter and a barrier around yourself that, you know, toxic people are no longer welcome. And I feel like they won't know this, okay? So with all of this, that is no longer you. You're stepping into January, a free and clear person. I definitely see, again, an eye of a dragon. If you watch my previous readings, there was a dragon implicated, talked about in there as well. So this could be just a confirmation as well. But I do feel like you're entering your era of abundance this January, and you're starting to see that, you know, all of this soul, all of this crisis, all this heart, you could be all heart. Honestly, look at all this green chakra energy. That's heart energy. And I feel like you've kind of expressed this, you've kind of exercised it. Sometimes we need a lot of talking about things in order to get over it. And yeah, you know, a lot of us need therapy. I am not frowning on that at all. Been there, done that. And I'm an advocate for sure. Now I'm going to say with that, that is not your era any longer. You're coming out of the clouds and out of that. And you're saying, you know what? Bitch, please, we're not doing that any longer. We are empowered. We have a new mandala. You could be into like sacred geometry and looking at like mandalas and things like that and the implication behind it, making your own, doing sacred crystals, like with the geometry shapes and things like that. You could be all into that or exploring those things. But bottom line, I feel like you have that sword here. The 3 of Swords is, you know, pain, it's betrayal, it is all those things. But you've graduated to the Queen of Swords. You're not taking that. You have experienced pain. You have experienced all the things that have drug you down and really tried to entrap you. And now I feel like you're, excuse me, you're a free person. I feel like you've escaped all the hiccups in life. And if not escaped, then you've addressed them appropriately. And now you have that confidence that you can, you know, communicate, hey, if that's some fuckery headed my way, don't bring it to my doorstep. End of story. And I think that you're moving away from that. People know that. You're very clear about that. You could be also very well endowed. You could like the color of gold. You could be somebody who, is embracing speaking a little bit less maybe, but embracing their heart chakra. And I feel like you're talking a little bit more about your crown chakra coming up. So you have really elevated that. You've transformed and changed so much. And this is celebration. Pile number 3. Pile number 3. What you have this January is just incredible bliss. I feel like some of you guys could be doing meditation, breath work and things like that, and feeling grounded and smelling the roses. But I also see, by the way, some of you guys are starting to see things. I can't get away from that. I'm softening my gaze and looking out into the woods, and I'm seeing faces. And I feel like if you can read a room before, then, you know, what you have coming to you in January is going to be an incredible amount of clarity that you did not expect, and that your intuition is 1000% on point. So don't doubt yourself. Juicy January, you heard it here first. Pile number 3. If you're liking this kind of read, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Much love to you. Sorry we were out of focus here. Look, we're just trying. We're trying, doing our best. Much love to you. Until next time, namaste.